Tessa Scott, a 17-year-old lady, was diagnosed with leukemia. Tessa knows that she only has a few days remaining, so she decides to live her life to the fullest. As a teenager, Tessa aims to indulge herself in the wild and rebellious life she could have imagined. On top of the list she wanted to accomplish was to lose her purity. Zoe, Tessa's naughty best friend, was willing to help her out with that. Zoe booked 2 men in a room for Tessa to choose from. Tessa wants a blonde guy, but after knowing he's Zoe's type, Tessa opts for the black-haired one. Tessa doesn't care which guy or what he looks like. Her goal is only to find a man willing to lead her on the experience. The men finally arrived, and Zoe, as someone who already had the experience, demonstrated to the lady how to kiss a man. Zoe kissed the blonde guy, Scott, while Tessa and the other guy, Jake, watched them. Tessa felt awkward staying in the room with Zoe kissing the other man before her, so she decides to go to the kitchen. The black-haired man, Jake, also followed her. Jake looks weird and is an introverted one, unlike Scott. He didn't know how to entertain Tessa, so he offered her water. In the kitchen, Tessa found Jake serious and awkward. Because of that, she initiated to invite him for a kiss. Jake smiled and agreed. Jake held Tessa's hair. He was shocked as the blonde and braided hair was removed. Tessa was only wearing a wig. Jake was startled by what he saw and moved away from Tessa. Tessa, on the other, had just laughed together with Zoe and Scott. After Jake calmed down, Tessa sat in the bed with him. There, Tessa opened up that she was ill but was feeling better. The two kissed passionately. After a while, Jake stopped to wear a contraceptive. But it took him so long that Tessa changed her mind. She realizes that losing her purity doesn't need to be that way. Tessa walked outside the room, leaving Jake upset. The next day, Tessa and her dad went to the local radio station for an interview with the broadcaster Richard. He wants to know about Tessa's leukemia journey. Before the program started, Tessa was scolded by her dad for not telling him where she was last night. As a teenager, Tessa thought of anything to say and never admitted the truth. Caroline, the producer of Richard, interrupted the two. The show was about to start, so Tessa and her dad are requested to enter the studio's control room. Tessa's leukemia started 4 years ago with a flu-like symptom. After that long period of suffering, Tessa decides to stop her chemotherapy and accept that her life is about to end. Her parents disagreed at the start. They believe that the treatment will prolong her life. Regardless, they still supported their daughter's decision. While Tessa's father was talking on the mic, Tessa got bored and looked outside at the glass window. There, she saw a tall guy talking to a lady outside. They looked happy, and the woman was flirting with him. Suddenly, Richard asked Tessa to decide to give up chemotherapy. Tessa startled and composed herself to focus on the interview. Before Tessa could respond, her dad interrupted and talked endlessly about her condition. With everything he said, he sounds hopeful that Tessa can defeat leukemia. Tessa, on the other hand, tried to stop her father from talking. She had already given up on her illness and shared on air that she stopped chemo because she wanted to enjoy her life before it ended. Without thinking twice, Tessa spilled in a live broadcast the list she wanted to do as a teenager. Without censoring her words, Tessa said on air that her list includes romantic moments, substance, and booze. Richard got surprised and tried to cut Tessa, but the lady continued and shared that she tried to lose her purity last night but failed. Hearing that, the control room's atmosphere went awkward. Fortunately, Richard was so professional and ad-libbed Tessa's unfiltered words to make it sound formal. He also stopped the interview and shifted to another program. Meanwhile, Tessa's dad looked upset. He felt humiliated on the radio because of his daughter. He walked out and left Tessa. The lady remained seated and shed tears, pitying herself with her condition. Despite being angry, Tessa's father still accompanied the lady to her mom's house. Inside the house, Tessa's mom told the lady that she heard her and her dad on the radio. But instead of getting mad at the lady, she just advised her daughter always to use contraceptives and never make love to a man she doesn't know. Tessa laughed and thought that her mom was cool about her teenage life. The next day, Tessa and Zoe hung out in the amusement park. Zoe invited her to visit Scott's stall. Zoe murmured and thought that Scott was lying to her. The man is nowhere to be found. Shortly after, Zoe finally saw Scott. Tessa also went near to the guy. Tessa was shocked when she saw Jake there, the black-haired guy she kissed the other day. Tessa apologized to Jake but was angry at Zoe. Tessa did not expect Zoe told him her condition. Zoe was also behind her and Jake at a meetup that day. Tessa walked out mad at what Zoe did. At home, Tessa removed her childhood photographs and other sentimental notes on her wall to burn them. Tessa saw a bonfire in the neighborhood and planned to bring all of it there. Shortly after, her dad came in with a meal he had prepared for her. He also attempted to stop Tessa from removing her memories on the wall but failed. At the bonfire, Tessa starts to burn her things. The owner of the bonfire arrived, carrying wood. He is a tall and handsome guy who lives next door to Tessa's dad. He introduced himself to the lady. He is Adam, who just recently moved into the neighborhood. Adam looks kind and allows the lady to burn her things on the fire he made. He also knew Tessa all along. Tessa, on the other hand, talked rudely to Adam and continued burning more of her things. Suddenly, her vision turned black and collapsed. Minutes later, Tessa went back to her senses. She saw Adam before her, looking concerned at her. Tessa gets up as if nothing happened. She tried to act cool even if she had an illness. Adam offered the lady a drink. The two had a conversation where Adam shared that he only lives with his mom. After that, Tessa insisted on going home. Adam offered to accompany her, but the lady declined. With that, Adam jokingly said that if she had other things to burn, she would be welcome to come again. Tessa replied that she'd come back if she wanted to collapse in front of someone again. The two giggled. While dining, Cal told his dad if they would return to Spain when his sister, Tessa, passed away. The in-denial dad scolded Cal, but Tessa burst out laughing. Cal is undeniably the mini-me of his sister, who speaks straightforwardly. On that day, Tessa decides to date her brother. Tessa wants to compensate Cal for the time she stole their parents' attention due to her illness. There, Tessa told Cal that she would give everything that would make him happy. Cal requested that his sister he wants to buy more toys. Tessa granted his wish, and the lady used her dad's credit card to make it happen. After buying different toys, Cal had a final wish. It was Cal's dream to fly, so Tessa brought him to an indoor skydiving. Tessa's heart is full after seeing her brother happy. After flying, Cal went out and told his sister he had a wonderful experience. The operator also invited Tessa to skydive, but the lady refused. Cal told the man that his sister could not perform such an activity because she was ill. Hearing that from her brother, Tessa also dared to try it before she passed away. Tessa laughed like a kid and was amused with the experience. She grasped every moment and forgot for a while that she had leukemia. The following day, Tessa was with her dad for treatment. They waited for her mom to arrive when her dad recalled his credit card. Tessa spent so much cash with Cal that her father scolded her. He's also upset that she's more honest to the radio broadcaster than him. As expected, Tessa talked rudely to her father. Minutes passed by, but her mom had not arrived yet. Unlike her dad, Tessa's mom cares less about her illness. Tessa got pissed off that her mom did not show up again for her treatment. Because of that, she stood up and went to her doctor herself. The doctor told Tessa that the treatment would hurt her, but the brave lady never hesitated to undergo it. Just after the treatment, Tessa's mother arrived. She reasoned out that she left on time, but it was the traffic that made her late. Tessa responded that she didn't care, which upset her mom with her behavior. Her dad interrupted and went mad at his ex-wife for missing the treatment. The two quarreled and made Tessa annoyed. She walked out after expressing her grudge against her parents. Tessa went to Adam and told the guy that she had just had an addictive substance. Adam told Tessa that he could drive her somewhere. Tessa agreed, and Zoe, taking the same substance, hopped in the car. While in the vehicle, the things outside passes in slow motion in Tessa's vision. Tessa went emotional about the couple kissing before parting ways. She also saw a child leaving her mom to go to school. During those events, Tessa realized she would leave her loved ones someday. Adam drove the two into the woods to be intoxicated before going home. Adam stopped the vehicle. Zoe, still high, climbed onto the car's roof like a child. Adam requested her to come down before she falls. Right after that, Adam looked inside the vehicle to check on Tessa, but Tessa went missing. Zoe got sober after hearing that and got worried about her friend. Zoe told Adam that her friend had leukemia. Adam panicked and searched for Tessa. Shortly after, Adam finally saw Tessa. She climbed on a tall old tree. Tessa was still high and didn't know what she was doing. Adam was alarmed. He didn't know what to do seeing Tessa seated high on a tree branch. Adam told Tessa to get down, but the lady refused. At that moment, Adam just decided to climb the tree. He told the lady to wait for him and never to move. Tessa agreed. She just looked around, amazed by the heights. Adam has already reached the branch. There, Tessa talked to him and told the man that staying up there made her feel not sick anymore, so she just needs to stay there. Tessa told Adam that he could stay with her if he wanted. She would very much appreciate it if he would. Tessa also planned to build shelter and plant vegetables there. She wants to stay there for good, away from the environment of the modern world. Adam eagerly listened to Tessa and waited for her to be sober. While lying in bed, Cal went inside Tessa's room to tell her that her nurse was already downstairs. His sister looked pale and weak. Cal asked Tessa if he would still be her brother after she died. Tessa burst into laughter. The curious little boy also requested his sister to haunt him once she was a ghost. Tessa laughed and promised not to. Nurse Philippa waited for Tessa downstairs while having a cake. Tessa came, and Philippa greeted her. However, the lady talked rudely after the nurse told her that she looked pale. Tessa's dad apologized and told the nurse she'd been that way for the past week. While taking treatment, Nurse Philippa told Tessa to join groups that also had a similar illness. Tessa said to her that she already did. Philippa doubted because Tessa was just staying home. The nurse recommended the lady converse with people with leukemia to make her feel better. Tessa replied that she had a friend named Angela, also with leukemia. However, they are not in touch anymore because Angela passed away. Nurse Philippa was left in silence. She felt sorry for hearing that. Tessa walked away after the treatment and went upstairs. The following day, Tessa felt better. She decides to stroll in the neighborhood and visit Adam. Tessa found him busy fixing his bike's engine. Adam, on the other hand, was surprised to see Tessa. He was glad to see the lady looking not pale anymore. There, Tessa asked Adam if he wanted a ride with her. Adam agreed and told the lady they could go after cleaning up the bike. Adam couldn't fix the bike, so they just rode on a bus. He brought Tessa to the countryside. The two hiked up a hill and watched a beautiful beach view. Tessa was amused after seeing the relaxing beach. It was worth the hike, indeed. They sat on the bench and enjoyed the cool breeze of fresh air. While sitting, the two had a deep conversation and talked about life. Adam shared with Tessa that his dad passed away after he got hit by a car. Adam was also accepted into a university but did not pursue it. He just felt unmotivated to do so after losing his dad. Tessa, on the other hand, told Adam that even if it's not apparent, there are times that she becomes afraid of her condition. Tessa also told Adam that she only forgets that she has leukemia when she's with him. She felt better the last time they were in the woods, and now they are seated together near the beach. Adam was flattered. He didn't know that his presence helped Tessa to defeat her condition. Adam smiled at Tessa after hearing that. It was almost late, and the two decided to return home. On the bus, all the seats were occupied. Tessa and Adam stood up during the trip. After a little while, Tessa loses balance. Adam held her in his arms and embraced the lady tightly. Tessa smiled and liked it. She hugged Adam in return. It was already dark when the two reached the neighborhood. However, instead of going home, Adam invited Tessa to his batchmates' party. Tessa agreed and followed Adam. Inside, loud party music fills the atmosphere. Adam introduced Tessa to his friend. After getting a drink, Tessa created a scene and poured a glass to a man kissing a girl. The girl got mad and pushed Tessa, but Tessa fought back and defeated the lady. After the incident, Adam finds Tessa cool but tells the lady to be careful next time. They finally reached Tessa's block. Tessa bid goodbye, but Adam offered the lady to accompany her to the door. Tessa smiled and was touched by Adam's sweet gesture. She went inside her room and couldn't stop smiling. The next day, Tessa's dad was withdrawing money in the mall. Tessa stole his credit card while Zoe flirts with him. They ran around the mall to escape him. They reached the escalator heading upstairs but hopped in the downward-going escalator. Tessa's dad laughed as he was about to corner the two. Tessa felt tired and just threw back the card to her father. Since they have no cash, Zoe tells Tessa it's the best time to steal things at the mall. Tessa agrees because she wants to experience it before she dies. Tessa entered a pharmacy and placed some products in her pocket. Just as she was about to leave, some girls noticed her. They are her classmates back in high school. Tessa walked around and talked to them. The two ladies asked about Tessa's condition. It took some time for Tessa's plan to steal to be interrupted. Good thing that Zoe went near to her. Zoe grabbed Tessa away from them. The ladies got mad and insulted Zoe for dating Scott. Zoe, as a naughty lady, just stared at them with disgust and went away. In another corner of the pharmacy, Zoe left Tessa to look for Scott. Tessa looked at Zoe going when someone in a coat captured her. Meanwhile, a woman from the pharmacy was also running for Tessa. She saw her stealing in the shop. Tessa noticed her and ran away with all her might. After the long chase, Tessa and Zoe were caught by the mall's security. Tessa begged the woman interrogating her. She requested just to call the police but not her dad. She also told the woman that she had leukemia to avoid being jailed. Zoe stole a pregnancy test that surprised Tessa. The woman didn't call the police but informed Tessa's dad. He was so mad at her daughter and asked the lady if shoplifting was part of her to-do list. Tessa reasoned that what she did was better than staying on the sofa with her blanket. On a rainy day, Adam was having a coffee with his friends when Tessa texted him. Adam looked outside and saw Tessa. He smiled at her and hurriedly went nearer. Adam asked why Tessa was there. The lady replied that she had been following Adam all day and just had the courage to reveal herself. Adam laughed after hearing that. The two didn't talk a lot. Tessa asked permission to leave because her dad would pick her up nearby. Adam agreed and returned to his batchmates, teasing him with Tessa. In the car, Tessa's dad was pissed off with the bike man, recklessly driving before him. The man removed his helmet, and Tessa instantly recognized him. It was Adam. Tessa went out of the car and left her dad. She hopped on the bike, and Adam went at full speed. Adam drove away from the city and headed to the beach. Tessa enjoyed the ride so much while hugging Adam. The two stayed for the night on the shore. While creating a fire, Adam asked Tessa what else she wanted to do. Tessa shared that being famous should be included on her list. She wants to be extremely popular, so that everyone will stop what they're doing to bid their goodbyes before she dies. After that, Tessa thought of another thing to do. She removed her clothes and ran to the beach. Adam couldn't stop Tessa, so he just went with her. Tessa told Adam that they would dive in a count of 3. At 3, Adam ran to the cold water and dived. As he went above for air, he noticed that Tessa was still on the shore. Tessa was laughing at outsmarting Adam. Shortly after, Tessa joined Adam. The two enjoyed swimming in the dark. They played in the water like kids. At the shore, Adam felt a romantic feeling toward Tessa. Slowly, he went nearer to the lady to kiss her. Tessa felt the same too and was awaiting Adam's kiss. But Adam stopped and looked away, leaving Tessa dismayed. Tessa asked Adam to continue kissing. However, Adam refused and told Tessa he couldn't handle her. Tessa walked out and went home alone. She thought that she had made a terrible mistake. Tessa realizes that despite Adam's company that made her forget leukemia, Adam could not save her from the illness, and it breaks her heart. Tessa arrived home weak and lonely. She went into the sink to drink water. Little did she know, her dad was awaiting her return. He looked worried and told the lady never to escape again without his permission. Tessa talked back and told her dad that she preferred it that way. Before Tessa could enter her room, she collapsed and fell to the floor. The next day, Tessa woke up vomiting. Her doctor came in and told the lady her actual condition. After a series of tests were performed, the doctor found out that Tessa's cancer was spreading faster than expected. It has also reached her spinal fluid and other parts of the body. Tessa shed tears and bravely told the doctor how much time she's left. The man did not answer her question. Instead, he told the lady to do the things she wanted. Tessa's condition was not improving, so the doctor suggested bringing her home. There, Tessa's mom was present. She came after hearing that Tessa's illness was worsening. Even if her mom doesn't say she's concerned, her eyes say it all. Meanwhile, Tessa's dad made the most of her daughter's remaining days. In the backyard, he set up fireworks with Cal. The family enjoyed the whole evening as they used to when they were still complete. While watching the fireworks, Tessa thought about Adam. She went to his house and looked for him. Adam was also missing Tessa. He regretted not telling her what he felt that last time at the beach. Adam went out after hearing the blast of fireworks. There, Adam saw Tessa standing. He didn't let a second pass and kissed her. The colorful sky brought by the fireworks made the night romantic. Even if the two did not admit their love, the way they kissed each other tells that they did. The next day, Tessa woke up early. She felt alive and happy that she had cooked her dad breakfast. Tessa's dad went into the kitchen, confused by Tessa's gestures. She looked glowing and even greeted him. She wasn't the Tessa she used to be for the past weeks. He teased her for that. Tessa smiled in reply and served her dad a meal. Shortly after, Adam visited the lady, and Tessa introduced him to her dad. Tessa's dad seems to like Adam, but he wants Adam to address him as sir. Adam shyly introduced himself and answered the man's interrogation. Adam told him that he knew about Tessa's condition, which didn't hinder him from pursuing her. After a little while, the atmosphere became serious. Tessa's dad told Adam if he was ready to nurse Tessa because it seemed that he was not. He further told Adam that part of loving his daughter is a great responsibility to take care of her. Without hesitation, Tessa's dad told Adam to stay away from his daughter's remaining days as much as possible. He walked out and left the guy after. Adam trembled with what he heard. He didn't expect that Tessa's dad would want him to end their relationship. After shoplifting a pregnancy test in the pharmacy, Tessa suspects that her best friend Zoe is pregnant. She decided to take her to the clinic. There, Zoe was confirmed pregnant, but the lady was unsure if she would keep the baby. That same day, Tessa drove her dad's car with his permission. Even if she had difficulty driving it, Tessa went out to see Adam. Adam invited Tessa for a date even if there was only a slim chance that she would say yes. Adam sounded nervous and added that the date didn't have to be that instant. Tessa smiled, hearing Adam wanted to date her. Tessa replied to Adam and told him that now was good. Adam smiled and felt excited. In her room, Tessa wore a skin tone colored dress. She looked stunning with it and told her mom she had a date. While fixing herself in the mirror, Tessa saw her nose bleeding too much. She called her mom. The tissue was insufficient to absorb the blood, so her mom gave her a towel. Tessa's mom was not used to the situation, so she panicked. She didn't know what to do without Tessa's dad. Because of that, she told her daughter to instruct her on what to do. Tessa told her mom to get ice or a bag of frozen peas, but their refrigerator doesn't have it. There, Tessa insisted her mom bring her to the hospital. Her mom was rattled because Tessa's dad did not return her calls. She told her daughter that she would just call an ambulance. Shortly after, the doorbell rang. It was Adam. Tessa begged her mom never to open the door and let Adam see her condition. However, mom was panicking, and she had no choice but to seek Adam's help. Adam ran upstairs and froze after seeing Tessa. He didn't know what to do but to stare at her. The ambulance arrived and rescued Tessa. Before leaving home, Tessa saw Adam walking outside, still shocked by the extent of blood he saw from Tessa. The doctor came in to check her condition. She had a lot of questions for Tessa's mom, but she received no answer. Tessa's mom had no idea about her illness, unlike her dad. Because of that, Tessa was the one answering the doctor. The doctor told Tessa not to talk and squeeze her mom's hand once to respond no, and twice for yes. After asking about everything, the doctor assured Tessa that she could go home tomorrow morning. Tessa had already slept in bed when her dad arrived. Her mom told her dad about the doctor's diagnosis. After knowing that his daughter is stable, Tessa's father cries and appreciates his ex-wife's effort to save Tessa. He also told her that she could leave if she wanted to. However, she decided to stay to watch their daughter closely. Early in the morning, Tessa was released from the hospital and went home with her parents. Tessa felt sleepy but talked to her mom and thanked her presence. The women also talked about Adam's reaction that night, who just froze seeing her condition. Tessa's mom joked and told Tessa that Adam was a hot guy, and his reaction was understandable. Tessa laughed but felt lonely at the same time that Adam did not visit her in the hospital. Suddenly, Tessa noticed her name all written around the city. On the bridge, on walls of establishments, and even on shops, Tessa's name was everywhere. Tessa felt glad and knew that Adam was behind it. She recalled that she mentioned to him that she wanted to be popular. On Cal's birthday, Adam brought Cal a juggling club toy. The boy was so happy that he requested his dad to let Adam stay for dinner. Tessa's parents laughed after teasing Cal that they won't let Adam stay. Adam and Tessa's parents are already on good terms. They already witnessed how Adam loved their daughter, so they just let them be. Since that day, Tessa has continued accomplishing her bucket list. She and Cal went out to skate, where Tessa saw Zoe. While talking in the bleachers, Zoe told Tessa she was keeping the baby. She is expecting a baby girl that she will call Lauren. It's only 5 months away until Zoe gives birth. Tessa promised that she would be present that day and would be the first to carry her. Everything was going well for Tessa. She and Adam also started going out as couples. While the two were sitting on the bench, Tessa told Adam she wanted to live with him. Tessa wants to be with Adam all the time, from waking up until she goes to sleep. Tessa also told Adam to keep loving her and comfort her when she felt weak. Adam agreed and promised to do everything he could to be with her always. At home, Tessa asked permission from her dad if Adam could live with her at the house. Her dad got mad and disagreed with her request. Tessa walked out after that. On that same night, Adam secretly entered Tessa's room. The two slept together. In the middle of the night, Tessa woke up and was so happy watching Adam sleeping. She got up and drank her medicine. Tessa was heading back to her room when her dad called her attention. He knew that Adam was inside her room. Tessa did not deny that. The man told his daughter he feared that Adam would break her heart. Tessa smiled and assured her dad that he won't. Tessa also kissed her dad on the cheek that if Adam ever hurts her, she still has a dad that will always be there for her. Tessa's dad was touched by what he heard and let Adam and Tessa sleep together. Days passed, and Tessa and Adam were going on their regular dates. Tessa's condition was also stable. Nurse Philippa teases the lady that being in love may have helped her live longer. However, Philippa was just making her feel alright. The nurse knew that Tessa's life was about to end. Tessa visited her doctor. She knew her condition was worsening because he was waiting for her dad to get in. Because of that sense, Tessa requested the doctor to be straightforward about her situation. The man did, and he told Tessa that her immune system had already collapsed and her cancer was everywhere in her body. Tessa asked her doctor how long will she live, but he refused to give a definite time scale. There, Tessa told him that her best friend's baby was due in April and asked the man if she would be able to see her baby. Unfortunately, the doctor said no. Tessa had a breakdown and went home to look for Adam's comfort. No Adam was there, so she went to his home nearby. Tessa shed tears after his mom told her that Adam was taking his place at the university for September classes. She felt dismayed that Adam was pursuing studying when she was in the middle of suffering from leukemia. Tessa went home, throwing all her things in the room, including her bed and the curtain that hid her bucket list. Her dad came home and saw the mess. He told the lady that he was afraid to lose her. Tessa ended up consoling him, who was grieving with the thought that his baby girl, Tessa, would soon leave him. To clear her stressed mind, Tessa headed to the beach in the countryside that she and Adam went to. Adam also searched for her and was lucky to find her finally. Tessa asked Adam why he did not share with her his plans to go to the university. She felt upset for not knowing. Adam shed tears, telling Tessa that he's afraid to be left alone. He was with Tessa when he was depressed after losing his dad, and Tessa made him explore the world outside the garden where he isolated himself. Tessa comforted him. She gave him a blessing to date another girl at the university after she died, and to imagine that it was her but in another body. Adam hugged her tight. Tessa felt weak, so he carried her back home. The following day, Philippa told Tessa that her body routine would change due to her worsening condition. It will come a time that she no longer wants to eat and mostly spend her days sleeping. Tessa felt afraid, so she visited Zoe to be motivated to live longer so that she could carry her baby girl. Days went by, and Tessa couldn't bathe herself anymore. It happened that Adam was the one cleaning her. Tessa also stared at Cal while he was playing. She knew that she would leave the little boy sooner, but if there was anyone who did not leave her side was Adam. Tessa's father was so grateful to him for the love and patience he showed to his daughter. The next day, Tessa walked to his dad, who was on his computer again, finding a cure for her illness. She sat on his dad's lap and borrowed his computer. Meanwhile, Tessa's mom arrived and offered to change her bedsheet. Cal, on the other hand, wants to play with Tessa so that he can let her hear his toys sound. Tessa's heart was full seeing her family complete spending time with her. She couldn't stop crying, knowing she couldn't anymore be with them. One night, Adam woke up seeing Tessa almost dying. Her mother, father, and brother went into her room. At that time, all of them accepted that Tessa would leave them. Her parents bid their goodbye. Cal, on the other hand, told his sister to haunt him because he won't mind. Hearing that, Tessa's parents shed tears, touched by the little boy's words. Tessa's health is deteriorating more than ever. She had a series of daydreaming. First is a moment where she was living healthy with her family. Another is a moment with Adam with all their adventures together. Lastly was the moment that she met Zoe's little girl. Tessa treasured all those moments. But with her life about to end, she has to let those memories go.